Hello guys, Sadak Pandey here, and welcome to this next part of Physx bind tutorial. So today we are going to take a look at creating clusterings. This is like an essential part of making binds. So here, as you can see, this plane is crashing, and you can see it's not just crashing into like little pieces. It's in fact it's breaking into these big clusters. So clusters are like those are like the hot spots where all the binding takes place, and it's like you can R direct your breaking or destruction. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'll just launch my Tyflow. So I have this scene, these objects in the scene. This is a box and this is sphere. So I'll add a birth object and I'll pick this guy. So I'm going to break this guy into small pieces. So add a Voronoi fracture and maybe add a Physx shape. Okay, so in order to make it a Physx object, and in the Voronoi fracture maybe I'll set it to 300 or so. Okay, so now they are falling, and I'll add this sphere as a collision object in the Physx collision. Okay, so I'll pick this guy. Alright, so if I play now, you'll see. So all of them, all the pieces are shattering. So first of all, we need to form a basic bind operation. Okay, so I'll add a Physx bind over here, and if I play now, you will see like it won't break, obviously, because we haven't turned on the breaking. So if I go over here, and make sure you watch the first part where I've explained all these stuff in detail. So if I turn on the breaking, you will see it will break. Alright, so all that's cool. So I'll do one thing. My main focus is to explain what clustering is. So if I go over here and turn on show bindings, so I'll increase this binding count and maybe distance and put them to like, let's say 10. So right now you can see like all the pieces are connected to each other and based on this distance. So if anything is near 16 units, it's going to get connected. And here you have all the is it going to sort by smallest distance or the furthest distance? So if I put the furthest, so in the 16 unit radius, it's going to look the furthest piece, and then it's going to sort on the base of on that basis. Okay, so I'll put it to closest itself. I'll put 15 over here, and in the bind breaking, I'll just put this guy to a really low number. So you'll see if I play, all of them are just going to break, and you will see they are forming these big chunks, and when they fall, they'll again break into small pieces. So let's say for some reason I want them to stick together. I want big clumps, and then I want them to break and all that. So that's not possible without having clusters. Let's say I want them to break in these big pieces. So there's one way. Either I can decrease the Voronoi fracture to, let's say, 25, but that won't work. You will see we'll get these ugly glass kind of pieces, and that's not really which we go for when we are doing large scale destruction or something like that. We want to have some clusters. Okay, so to have clusters, what you need to do is just add a cluster. Okay, so here you can see we are having clusters right now. If you want to see this, just click on visualize clusters. So you will see we are having these these shapes, these cluster shapes. So from here you can increase the count. The more the count, the more shapes you will get. So let's say I put it to 50 itself. Okay, so that's fine, and I'll just turn off these. And this is the channel where your cluster data is going to get saved. So by default it's 0. It's fine. So go into bind, and here you need to go to the bottom, and here you can where is it? Okay, clustering. So just click on enable clustering. Okay, so right away you might notice a change. See, I'll show you. So if you click on this, you will see the behavior has changed. Okay, so if we take a look, Okay, so let's say I increase the distance and I increase the binding amount. Okay, so you can see there is a strange thing going on. All the pieces here, they are like they are forming a kind of island. So all of them are interconnected, but there's no binding between these pieces. Again, there's no binding between these pieces, there's no binding between these pieces. So what it's doing is clustering. It's saying that you are going to restrict yourself from making binds to another pieces, and based on what? So based on some certain shapes. So it's just saying, okay, so if I show you, if I go over here clusters, and if I visualize clusters, so you'll see, okay, wherever these cluster shapes have been formed, so there are like 50 cluster shapes. So all the shapes which are of the same color, or which are part of same, there are 50 cluster shapes and they have some defined radius. So all the same cluster shapes will have interconnected bindings and they won't be connected to each other. Okay, so those are individual 50 clusters and they won't be binded to each other. In fact, they'll just be binded with themselves. So that will have a way of making big clusters, because nothing is interconnected. They all are, I mean, they are not intra-connected, but they are interconnected. So that's the kind of thing which is happening over here. And right now it doesn't matter if you increase the breaking amount to how much, or even if you turn off the breakable, you will see what I'm showing. Just go here and turn off the show binding. So you might say, see, because we have turned off the bind breaking, nothing should break, but that won't happen. It will break, and I'll show you why. So just uncheck this visualize clusters and you will see they are breaking. And even though we have set it to don't break, still it's breaking. And the sole reason is because there are no bindings between two separate clusters. So that's why it won't it will break anyhow. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It will definitely break. And even if this sphere is not there, it will still break, because there's no binding over there. Okay, obviously we cannot see that because there's no opposite force going on. Okay, so that's one thing. And yeah, the one thing is, if you turn on the, so I'll tell you, all of these guys will break because there's no interconnected bindings, but they won't break within themselves, because we have turned off the breaking. So if I just turn it on and if I start reducing the force, okay, maybe one more zero. Okay, so now you will see they will break into big clusters, and then they will even break into further smaller clusters. So maybe I'll increase the force. So now you are having the idea, like it's forming clusters, but also it's breaking within themselves. So this is what happens when you want to break a building. So or let's say if there's a wall which is breaking, so it won't just break right away into smaller, let's say there's a big brick wall and you break it. I mean, some force breaks it, so it won't be as such all the bricks will just break into individual pieces. No, some of them might break into individual pieces, some of them might even break further, but a lot of them will hold themselves as a chunk. The reason is because they are being cemented together, or the same way where you can see in my this aeroplane jet fighter crash video. So obviously jet fighter, it won't break into smaller pieces. It will break into clusters where there are weak points. Okay, unless it's a glass, obviously, which will shatter itself. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's say you don't want any further breaking, so I'll just turn it off. But there's again one problem, and that is they're just breaking right away and there's no force holding them together. So what if we want these guys also to have some kind of binding strength? Okay, so for that I'll just call this guy equal clusters. Okay, so one thing, if you see over here, it says enable clustering and cluster if equal. So that means all the clusters which are a part of equal group, that means like let's say there are 50 clusters, all are colored in red, green, blue. So all the red particles, sorry, red clusters will form binding within themselves. Okay, and if we change it to cluster of different, so that will mean red particles won't bind within themselves. In fact, they will bind with another group. So red will bind with blue, blue will bind with green, and green will bind with yellow, and so on. Okay, so right now we'll put it to cluster if equal only, and I'll just duplicate this guy, and I'll put this as a red color, and here I'll just go ahead and change it to cluster of different. So if you see now, you will see, click on the show bindings. Okay, so right now the distance is very much, so maybe first decrease the bindings and the distance. So okay, so now you will see, they are connecting, they are not interconnected. Now they are intra-connected, because they are connecting to the neighbor particles and not their own family. So this is like one good thing, because now we can have an additional cluster, and additional cluster bindings within individual, not like separate shapes. Okay, so just bring this to like a small value, because we don't want a very hard force over there. Okay, let me show you, like if I put it to 15 and 10, and if we see how it looks, so you will see right now we have turned this off, so there's no interconnected pieces. So yeah, I mean obviously I need to turn that on. Okay, maybe increase some binds. Or maybe some the force is really low. Okay, maybe even more. Yeah, so yeah, we need to find a sweet spot, Okay, so you can see now what's happening. The individual, like the same clusters, they are tending to break, but these guys are not breaking because they are interconnected. Okay, so if we even reduce this distance to, let's say, 3 or something, you'll see. Okay, so you can see they are forming like these island shapes, because these intra-connected pieces, they are maintaining their binds, and the rest of them, they are breaking. All right, so we this is like fine, and I'll turn this guy also on, and let's see what we get. Okay, I think it's too much. First of all, just see this one. Okay, so by this we have all the equal clusters which are breaking, and I call these ones unequal. Okay, and here I'll just decrease this force, because we want a really little bit of force that should hold it together. And now I think it's too less right now, maybe 10,000. Okay, yeah, so now you can see it's behaving in a much more natural way, and that's how, otherwise, like in my original jet fighter crash video, so if I don't have these unequal clusters, as soon as it will hit the ground, it will just shatter, and shatter into clusters. It won't shatter into small pieces, but it will shatter into small clusters, and that's something we don't want, because even though it's breaking into clusters, it should have a little bit of force which should hold it together. Okay, so you need to find a good spot where your artistic and realistic skills tend to match. So this cluster thing, you can even make your custom channel, and based on that you can form clusters and all. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this part, and make sure you have seen my previous tutorials on Physx bind, because I've covered a lot, and like see here it looks really cool. So make sure you have seen my previous tutorials on Physx bind. So because I've covered each and everything, and this is like the third or fourth part of the tutorial, and there will be one more tutorial, and in the future I'm going to make this course about this jet fighter. So make sure you subscribe, and thank you.